Hey everybody, welcome to the Whitey the White Guy Show, or welcome back to the Whitey the White Guy Show if you've been here before. I'm Whitey, and sorry I'm going to be speaking quietly. I'm in a public place at a Perkins, and there's nobody in my section, so hopefully I don't bother anybody talking to myself like this. But if you're not familiar, let you guys know what's going on. Real quick, I just moved, and the place I moved into has internet that is shit right now. So until I get that fixed, I'm gonna be trying to do these in a public place so that I have some Wi-Fi. So hopefully this time next week I'll have my internet set up and I can really be pumping out the content, which is my hope. Sorry I shaved the beard. I was gonna go job hunting and shit and had to look classy and dressed up, and I failed because I had fat. But my goal here is to do a review of the trailer for Ghostbusters. I know you all saw it. The reviews that I've seen on YouTube all pretty much say the same thing. It looks awful. And what's scariest, I'll pick it apart a little bit in a minute. But the scariest thing is, as we know, these trailers, these are the show us your A pluses. You know, these are your funniest moments. And if this was the funniest moments they had, oh, wow, bad, bad signs. So, an hour and a half long film is not a 2.5 minute long trailer. I've seen a lot of films over the years where the trailer made it look stupid as hell, and I didn't mind the film so much. So, I wouldn't 100% throw this in the trash just yet, but it's got problems from the word get go. So to start with what those problems are, the first thing that, if you're going to take a franchise like Ghostbusters that is beloved by guys, mostly guys my age, we grew up on this stuff. We grew up on Egon and Winston and Ray and the other guy. So um, Bill Murray's character. We loved that shit. And we grew up on not only the two films, but the cartoons, bought the toys, all that kind of rigmarole back in this wonderful place that no longer exists called the 80s, that everybody and their mom is doing everything in their power to destroy everything we grew up on. And this is part of that. So the right thing to do, under no matter what you were to do subsequently, would be to pay homage to the original Ghostbusters. Those four guys, not only the actors, but the characters in that universe, and have them hand off the baton to the next generation of Ghostbusters. Should be a no-brainer, but the people making this one obviously don't have brains. A lot of people have mentioned this that I've seen on YouTube. I just watched Angry Joe, I think it is, his reaction. Oh, I'm looking at it now. The Angry Joe show. Good stuff, Joe. And he nailed it on the head. I mean, guys who grew up like us, you just threw us out under the bus, and the characters that we love and grew up on. Why would you do that? Why would you make that call? So it's not, had you handed that off, we're taking the Ghostbusters. They're still there. They exist. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, those guys. Obviously, Harold Ramis has passed away, but the old Ghostbusters, they're going to hand off the baton. Now you've got that momentum coming in from people of my all this age group right here, and we love this stuff. You've got us coming into the theater, and you got that momentum. This is now a movie for you to lose. When you say we're not going to acknowledge that, and it's going to be, from what I understand, I heard Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd are going to have cameos, but not as the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. Now you've got an uphill fight. Now instead of having us to lose us, you have to win us. And from what I seen, you ain't got the grapes. You don't have it. You don't have it in the cast, and you for damn sure don't have it in the writing. And from what we saw in the trailer, of course, there's an hour and a half long film there, so maybe there's some good stuff in there, and the trailers don't always reflect. So, but you got an uphill battle like a motherfucker, and the young kids don't know. Like, here's the phenomenon that the older guys in Hollywood who are trying to sell off new stuff like this to a new audience, they don't get. With the internet, and, you know, when I was a kid, you had to turn on the one TV you had in the house, and you had just a handful of channels. Where's my head at? Just a handful of channels, and I would see reruns of Hogan's Heroes, Gilligan's Island, a whole bunch of old stuff, All in the Family, just whatever it was. I knew of that world. I would see those things. I would buy this collection of stuff, and it would be Conway Twitty's greatest hits. So I knew who Conway Twitty was. Nowadays, you don't have that. With the internet, you just have the YouTube and you have what's on the side there. And so if nobody brings it up and makes it go viral, this old show from back then, kids don't know it existed like we would have. You know, if you were to bring back Scarface, I would know what that is. Kids today, they know about Scarface? Probably not. I'm guessing not. So you can't just assume that because you have this name, Ghostbusters, bam, you're going to get that new audience coming in. That guarantee ain't there no more like it was just a few years ago. Hello. So I'm doing this show in public. But so you don't have that guarantee. So you have to either win the new audience or preferably keep the old audience and gain a new audience. What you've done now is you just spat in the face of the old audience, and you haven't done anything that looked good to me. Again, different sensibilities, but to win a new audience. You know, if the film isn't any good, people aren't going to go to see it. Now, a lot of people went and saw Phantom Menace. Okay, but I for this one, I'm going to predict that it's going to fall directly on its head. Even Phantom Menace came out, what, 2000, 2001? Different world now. The world's different now. You know, people receive information in a different way. You didn't have YouTube back then. I highly doubt there's a lot of 8, 10, and 12-year-old kids, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kids catching a lot of TV these days. It's all internet. I was getting my hair cut. I just moved a couple weeks ago out of northern Illinois, I'm not going to say where, and into Wisconsin, I'm not going to say where, but as I was leaving, I got a funny story for a story time about this. But I was getting a haircut, and I saw a little, like, 2-year-old with mom and dad, and mom was getting a haircut or some dad was watching a kid, and he's got the little tablet and stuff, like 2 years old. So he's going to grow up in a world knowing the internet, not television. And I think that's something that the studios haven't clued into yet. That the kids coming up, they're not going to know about the Ghostbusters. They're not going to be like, oh, Ghostbusters. I want to go see that. I'm excited. They're going to go, what the fuck is the Ghostbusters? Harold Ramis, who? Who's Dan Aykroyd? We don't know of these things because of how information is transmitted these days and received. Different world. And I don't think that they grasped that when they went and started making this piece of shit. Now, the big thing people are going to talk about is the all-female cast. I think all-female cast was a mistake. I think female in the cast would have been fine, even female leads. But, I mean, you go back to Ripley and Alien. Everybody, every fat chin, he had beard and previous episodes again, had to shave it. Every nut beard, fat fuck from the 80s loved Alien and Aliens. And so they had no problem. They wanted Ripley. And when Alien became Aliens, it's like, oh, is Ripley going to be in it? I love Ripley. You got to bring Ripley back, right? Strong female lead. Did a whole generation of future neckbeards care? No, we wanted our Ripley. Underworld with Kate Beckinsale's character. Pretty popular. She was not quite Alien. But did all the fanboys who went and saw that and loved that, or at least like me, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Did we have a problem because there was a strong female lead? Hell no. I love that movie. I didn't love them. They were good. I was all for it. I was all for Kate Beckinsale's character being the lead. Okay? So if you were to establish the old Ghostbusters and or that universe, some way, shape, or form, and they hand off the baton, even like in a flashback for just 5 minutes, and they hand off the baton to the new generation of Ghostbusters, and it's 2 females and 2 dudes, or 3 males and a dude, or something, or even all women, I think you would have been okay. You would have been on top of the